Okay, people, I just got done watching the Donkey Kong Bonanza Nintendo Direct, and after the Mario Kart World Direct back in April, I think a lot of us were kind of skeptical of how much they were really going to show for this game. How much were they hiding? And I am very, very happy to say that Nintendo was hiding a lot about Donkey Kong Bonanza, and that Direct blew me away. I am so much more excited for Bananza than I already was, from the new transformations to the skill trees to Pauline being in the game to there being like an actual song with lyrics to all of the different costumes and all the worlds and stuff, all the side challenges, 2D challenges. DK Bananza looks like it's going to be an absolute blast. So that's what we're talking about today. Everything we learned from the DK Bananza Direct, and also just how freaking exciting this game is. Oh my goodness, it's coming out in a month. I can't believe it. Of course, if you are new here and you enjoy DK Bananza, but also Nintendo Switch 2 content and coverage, I would appreciate you liking the video and subscribing. Let's get into it. Okay, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a good morning. I just needed to hop on here and talk even more about the Bananza Direct. I already streamed the reaction to it. You can watch that on the channel. We had a little bit of a post-stream discussion as well, kind of scrolling through the trailer again, just kind of seeing what we could find. And this is one of the best like game-focused directs I think Nintendo's ever done in terms of just selling me even more on a game. There's been a lot of skepticism with this game, I feel like, at least for me, but I've seen other people saying similar things of like, it didn't quite feel like this was a follow-up to Mario Odyssey. Like, it didn't quite feel like this was the next big thing from the Mario Odyssey team, and we still don't 100% know it's the Mario Odyssey team. However, I feel much more confident in saying that now than I did a week ago, or even a couple of hours ago. This game was hiding so much content, so much juice, so much energy, that now it clearly feels like the Odyssey team's next game. The movement, all of the different abilities, having the skill tree, the costumes actually have stats now, the attention to detail, and I don't want to say fan service, but the fan service for Donkey Kong, having all these remixes, you have a whole music player, the DK rap is in the game, like, they absolutely cooked with this. If you are a Donkey Kong fan, this is just an absolute love letter to the entire Donkey Kong franchise. Even the 2D levels they showed, I mean, that is a whole section of this game that is directly made for fans of the original Donkey Kong Country games. There is no longer a doubt in my mind that this is the main Mario Odyssey team. I still hope that they have a 3D Mario working alongside it, and that will come out next year, maybe the year after. But this feels like a game from that team, and that is so exciting because it's been so long. Up until now, it didn't really feel like that to me. Of course, there were elements there, the movement that we saw back then, where you're throwing chunks around and, you know, riding on them like a Beyblade. That certainly was reminiscent of Mario Odyssey and the UI and just the overall tone of the game. But there wasn't like that hook, like that capture mechanic hook, which is funny because I've said in videos leading up to this Direct that I want the next DK Bananza trailer to blow me away the same way that the E3 2017 Mario Odyssey trailer did, where they revealed the capture mechanic. They had the Jump Up Superstar song with Pauline. This Direct did that, and I would say even went above that, not as just a single trailer, but as a showcase of new information for a game. This Direct absolutely cooked. They went all out showing this game off, and I still think there's a lot they're hiding. I mean, I was talking with chat on the stream. So we saw 3 of the new animal transformations in this game. You have the Kong Bonanza, you have the zebra transformation, and the ostrich transformation. So we know 3 that are in the game. However, if you look at the skill tree, I don't know about you, but the way this is set up kind of implies that I think there's 2 more afterwards, because you have this one skill tree that's clearly for the Kong Bonanza line of abilities, and then you presume after that is a few more. So I still think there's a lot they're hiding about this game in terms of like costumes and abilities and levels, of course. So I hope they don't reveal too much more leading up to release. I want to discover that stuff for myself. But yeah, this Direct was absolutely incredible. So let's talk about the actual transformations. I think that was the biggest pop for me during my reaction. Having Donkey Kong go Super Saiyan, essentially, with Kong Bonanza, having Pauline singing to power him up, that is going to be so hype in-game, in moments. You know the music is going to go so hard when you transform, and it's just going to feel powerful. I mean, having played the game back in April, it already felt good to, like, destroy the environment, right? You have, like, a good weight to your punches, and when you're destroying the environment, right? Now, when you power up into Kong Bonanza mode, or into the other abilities, like, there's going to be a weight to it. It's going to feel so good. Like, having that power up is so awesome. That was definitely the biggest surprise for me, I think. But also having this entire skill tree, I mean, Mario's never had a skill tree, right? Like, we've never had a skill tree in most Nintendo games, except for, like, actual RPGs from them. This has turned into a DK platformer RPG with this skill tree, and I kept thinking this while watching the Direct, but man, as someone who loves 100% in games, getting the most out of a game, I just did 100% on Welcome Tour, so you know I definitely like doing that. Going for all the collectibles and all the skill tree upgrades and everything, all the costumes in DK Bananza is going to be so much fun. Like, I haven't been this excited to just hop into a game and 100% it in a long time. Especially, it's funny because I'm doing Mario Kart World right now, and in that game, you have all the P-switches and medallions and question panel blocks. They don't really track those collectibles except for the blocks. The P-switches and the Peach medallions, you have no idea. The P-switches and the Peach medallions, there's no list of what you've done in Mario Kart World. They actually showed that in this Direct. There is a list of all of the collectibles that you have or don't have, which is really nice. So this is going to be a completionist's dream, but also nightmare, I imagine. I imagine it's going to be quite a bit of work to get everything in this game, but that makes it all the more exciting for me. There's also a music player, which Mario Kart World could definitely have added to it. You can just choose whatever song you want to play and do it that way. Let's talk about Pauline, dude. So we had seen Pauline in the leak back in April when the game was announced. There was that key art leak. And now we have the full reveal. They started the Direct by immediately showing off Pauline, and it's really cool. I mean, it's funny that, I mean, I've played the game. They had Oddrock on my shoulder, and yeah, Oddrock is still a thing. You're going to have Oddrock for a little bit, but you have Pauline in this game. I mean, they even updated the box arts and the key art to just be Pauline on DK's shoulder. Having Pauline on your shoulder as a companion, singing along with you, but also, like, talking a little bit, like, there's actual voice acting in this game, adds so much, at least to these trailers anyway. Like, having the emotional impact of Pauline, like, singing out or crying out for DK, like, that adds a lot. Like, honestly, that adds a lot to her character, but also just the emotional impact of a Donkey Kong story, which I never thought I'd be that invested in, but having Pauline there, having the voice acting, certainly helps there. She also has outfits to collect, which is really cute, and yeah, I'm excited to find out if this, like, I guess it must be a prequel to Mario Odyssey, right? Like, it almost has to be at this point, but I really, really like what they're doing with Pauline here, especially in the co-op mode. We find out about the co-op mode finally, where the second player, it kind of feels similar to like a Mario Galaxy or a Mario Odyssey, where it's more for people that maybe don't have too much experience with playing games, or like a younger sibling. It's not like a full two DKs running around co-op mode, but basically the second player can use Pauline's voice to send out like shockwaves of different materials and damage enemies or break environment that way. Looks like you can use mouse controls or just regular stick controls there if you want to do that. So I think I'm going to have a lot of fun playing that with Olivia. Two-player, that's going to be really cool. Oh, this was kind of random. They showed that new DK Artist mode. Very reminiscent, if you grew up with Mario 64 or Mario 64 DS, very reminiscent of the screen at the beginning where you can mess with Mario's face, or in the case of Mario 64 DS, you can actually like draw it a little bit, right, with the stylus. This reminds me a lot of that, where you can use the mouse to make these crazy 3D sculptures, and I already know people are going to go nuts with this, like making just like the most realistic sculptures. Even in the Direct, I mean, like this pizza they showed, that looked really high quality. So this is a random addition to the game, but something that just kind of adds more to it, right? Like, this is just another fun thing that you can mess around with. I guess it was maybe that team just kind of messing with the mouse controls. They wanted to add something that really shows those off. So there is this weird 3D sculpture mode that you can do. They confirmed Amiibo for this game. Oh my god, I am so happy that we're getting a DK Bananza Amiibo. I felt like the biggest consumer in the world during the Direct when the Bananza Amiibo popped up and you have DK and Pauline on that figure releasing the same day as the game. I literally was like, oh my goodness, new product to buy. But no, I'm just happy to see Amiibo continuing. We're getting the new DK design, which I love so much, in a figure form. Hopefully it's not $40 like the Street Fighter Amiibo. It probably will be, but there's Amiibo support. You get like a diva outfit for Pauline that makes the music tracks drop more often. They talk about that. So there's the whole music player system that you can, select songs in the game, but you unlock more songs, it seems like, through random drops from enemies, which that's going to be annoying, I think, to 100%. But with this Amiibo costume, they will drop twice as often, it says. So that's pretty neat. I love that the costumes have different effects. I mean, Mario Odyssey had all those skins, but they were just, for visual, if you wanted to look a little different. And those are fine, but these all have different effects. So they showed one where DK put on some, like, swimming gear that increases your swimming speed. They have, like, traction breeches. They call them all breeches, which is really funny. You got the suspenders on with the pants and the tie, which looks very snazzy. DK looking very nice in this game. So I think that's cool. It's going to be more fun to collect those even than the Odyssey skins because they do actually give you some different benefits. Something else that just really stood out to me in this direct, and I mean, they even kind of show it off, is if you watch Mario speedrunning, you know that Odyssey has some of the best Mario movement in any Mario game because the movement is so fluid, the way you can combo your moves. I already felt this from the demo I played, but also the trailer footage and treehouse footage we had previously. The movement tech in this game for speedrunners or people that just want to play the game fast is going to be so much fun because they're showing all the different ways you can use your chunks of material and grounds that you rip up. And I can just feel that when you're pulling out a chunk of dirt and then you ride it like a Beyblade, then you're going to transfer into Kong Bananza and go faster, or the ostrich DK, and then you're on the water running. Like the movement tech in this game is going to be so cool. I cannot wait to see what speedrunners do for it, but also to mess around with it myself. I think that's just going to be so much fun. We'll see what the actual like skill tree does for that too. I mean, I assume there's going to be some movement tech. In fact, looking at the skill tree, there's actually one they show. It's a little icon of DK sitting on the rock. And I know from my demo, the time that you could spend on the rock while spinning it wasn't like super long. However, this little icon has a little clock next to it, so you're going to be able to improve the amount of time you can stay on that rock. So that's going to be a lot of fun, maxing out the skill tree and just maximizing DK's moveset in this game. Oh man, it's going to be crazy when people max this thing out and really learn the toolkit, I guess we'll call it, for speedrunning DK Bananza. Oh, I can't wait for that. Loving the new enemies. No K. Rool, although they did show the K. Rool amiibo, which is funny. We have Grumpy Kong, Poppy Kong, and I think it's Void Kong. Those were the three. I like all three of these. Grumpy Kong is my goat. Love him. Void Kong's very cool. I love that he kind of looks like Heihachi. He has like a V-shaped eyebrow kind of thing going on there. But the new enemies are cool. They did confirm Dixie and Diddy Kong in this game. Towards the end, when they show off Amiibo supports, you can see them kind of sitting in the background. But then in the final trailer that they showed off, little emotional impact trailer with Pauline singing, they show there's some sort of mini game where you race against them on Rambi, which is so awesome. I'm so happy they're in the game and we can actually, kind of interact with them. We'll see if they play a more important role or if it really is just that Rambi mode. But that's awesome. But once again, like I was saying earlier, this all just kind of culminates to make this feel like the ultimate Donkey Kong game. The fact that Diddy and Dixie are in there, the fact that you have this crazy moveset and all these costumes and Pauline's in here, like it just feels like the love letter that DK fans have been waiting for after going so long, having all of those 2D DK country levels in there, or, DK country themed levels. It just feels like the ultimate love letter and the game people have been waiting for, if you've been waiting for a new DK game since Tropical Freeze. But really, I mean, even beyond that, I remember back in like 2014 talking to friends being like, dude, we need a new 3D Donkey Kong game. We haven't had one since DK64. When did DK64 come out? It's been almost 30 years. It's been almost 30 years since we had a 3D Donkey Kong game. And now, after all this time, we're getting something that just looks this good. Like, Clair Obscura is my game of the year. No doubt about that. However, as someone who was excited for Bananza, but not like, through the roof going up and down, like, oh, I can't wait for this game. This direct completely converted me. I am a Bananza believer now. I cannot wait. Clearly, Nintendo was hiding a lot with this game, and clearly they are cooking with all of the content and new mechanics and stuff. Like, there's just so much to it that I wasn't really expecting. I think part of that was coming from the Mario Kart World Direct, which just had me so disappointed. Not that Mario Kart World's disappointing, this is a whole separate thing, but that Direct itself was, it had an expectation from me when they announced the Direct that there was going to be a lot more, and there wasn't a lot more to Mario Kart World. DK Bananza, they were hiding so much, and what they showed, it just all looks so high quality. It feels like we are getting a new 3D Mario tier game in a month now, when a couple of hours ago, it really didn't feel that way to me. So, props to Nintendo. They had a game-focused Direct that was just absolutely incredible, and I cannot wait to get my hands on this game. The fact that it's out in just a month is so exciting. Like, I already think the Switch 2 launch is, like, really good. I know some people think there's not enough games. I think that's silly, especially with a game like Mario Kart World. If you don't like Mario Kart World, then sure, I guess that's fine, but you're in the minority if you don't like Mario Kart. Let's be real. Having Mario Kart World, as well as like the Zelda enhancements and Welcome Tour, which I put a lot of time into, all those third-party games, even if they are old, stuff like Fantasy Life and Rune Factory, and then a month later, we're getting what is essentially a successor to Mario Odyssey, one of the best Switch games. Like, dude, having that a month later is that's such a good cadence. That's such a good pacing. I'll be done with Mario Kart World by then. I'll be ready to dive into this, and Yeah, man, the Switch 2, so far, I'm loving it. They're really doing no wrong by me in terms of, like, the games they're releasing and the console itself. I mean, I just absolutely love this thing. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What did you think of the Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct? I thought they absolutely killed it, but if you have some complaints, let me know. My chat during the stream seemed very happy, and if you watch my reaction, which I think you should, I was grinning the entire time. It's rare that I'm watching a thing and I just have a big stupid smile on my face, but this entire direct, I just felt joyous. Like, I just felt so happy watching it, seeing DK singing and with Pauline. Oh, it's so good. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, subscribe here for more Bananza content and coverage, and Switch 2 content and coverage. Follow me on Twitter at BotoxGames. Check out my Nintendo collecting channel at It's Amiibo. I'm gonna have a new unboxing over there later today, as well as my Switch 2 console review should be up tomorrow, I want to say, for like the 2-week little anniversary of the console release. So definitely go check out those videos. Until next time, folks, peace.